Amen.
Now, come on.
Amen. 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 Sing it over. Amen.
But you're not either of those things. You're much better. You're human incarnate.
Hi, welcome to the Bible study. And today we're going to look at Daniel 5. And Daniel 5 is about Nebuchadnezzar's son. And Daniel really was under Nebuchadnezzar. And it was under Nebuchadnezzar that he was called to prophesy. And Daniel is one who has received the promise. He's teaching, he's prophesying. And he could interpret dreams. And so Nebuchadnezzar's son certainly grew up in that palace and knew about all that. And he saw his father take on Daniel's beliefs and prosper, and then pride. He claimed he did it, not the God in him, the God in all. And he fell. And then he forgave. And he was restored. And then he passed and his son took over. So this was a real life example in the Bible pointing out, how pride and hubris comes before a fall. And under Nebuchadnezzar, it was pride and hubris when he claimed that he built Nineveh and he built Babylon, and he did not give credit where credit was due. That's pride and hubris. And you always give credit where credit is due when you look at it objectively out of fear that you're going to get your ass bitten. Okay? That's the story. Okay? If you look at life subjectively, then you are watching it. Okay? And you've sent them love. And you've asked God to change how you see them. Yet they continue to act in a manner that is not becoming of a human being. So what ends up happening is you just keep dropping those MOABs. I'll put a link in the description below on that video on how to drop the mother of all bombs. On people and on things and institutions. It could be your next door neighbor. It can be an institution. It can be a government. It can be anything that, you think is not thinking right. And then when you do see them change their thinking, you welcome them back. You don't hold it against them that they used to think like that. They changed. Okay? And you'll know by the way, not what they say, but what they do. Nebuchadnezzar's son, he's getting drunk. He's getting it on with his homies. He's got everybody there. Says, hey, break out the booty from Jerusalem. Let's drink out of those goblets and stuff that came out of the temple. Yeah. They all pile in, right? Yeah, let's see that. Oh, you're so cool. And they're like, thank you very much. And it's all ego, and it's pride. Pride is not love, but on the objective side, it's pride. If you see life objectively, you will become prideful. And if taken too far, you'll add a little hubris to that. Boy, you have some salt and pepper in your life. Salt and pepper, I'm telling you. So, he does this, and then this big old hand comes out and writes on the wall 4 little words. And he's like, he saw it. Nobody else saw it. Now drink it, have a good time. And he's like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I need astrologers. I need to know what that means. And nobody can tell him. Nobody can tell him. So his wife reminds him of Daniel and how he would interpret dreams for his father. So it's Daniel gets called, and what does this mean? He goes, hey, it means, yeah, you gone down, and this is going to the Persians and the Medes, and yeah, that's what that gets you. And, you know, of course, he tells him that after he lectures him. You know all this. You lived in this palace. What the heck, man? What have you been doing? This means your days are numbered. Okay. All this is going to be taken from you. And, you know, you're going to have some pain and suffering. All your stuff's going to the Persians, the Medes. That night, you know, the king was murdered. And his kingdom was split between the Medes and the Persians. This is how it played itself out in the objective world in history. Okay, you're gonna die. Yeah. It's not me, dude. It's God doing this. You're the one who could have thought differently. Throw yourself down and confess. You know, you didn't have a chance, really. You know, his time was up, like Daniel said. So this comes with pride and hubris. So in a modern day example of this is the New York Times article that came out about the presidential election. And what that article is an admission of what was done and how proud they are of themselves. And look, we saved you all from yourselves because you just don't think right. We couldn't trust the people to do this. Even the Democrats. We had to make sure it went the way that benefits us. You know? We know you know that. We know you love that. So, you know, we don't care if you wanted things to change. We're changing back. You know, no. Yeah. And we twisted these guys' arms and all this other. Aren't you proud of us? Don't you love us? Your little secret cabal. You know, there you are, horrified. You brought 1984 to life. Holy shit. All's forgiven and forgotten. Don't worry about that. No guilt, no remorse. Just love them. So he calls Daniel. Daniel shows up, man, I'll give you a gold necklace. I'll give you a purple robe, man. You'll get the best duds in town. You'll be styling whatever you want, and a third of the kingdom to boot, if you tell me what that means. And Daniel's like, dude, because all this time Daniel loved Nebuchadnezzar. He loved Babylon. He's been sending out the love. He lives here. I love this place. I love my rulers. I know they're all good. I know they love the people. This is what he's been saying, even though Nebuchadnezzar was gone. This is how Daniel thinks, okay? And he's been sending out the power of love, you know, and we've called it in the past the power of magic. You know, and some people have a hard time with the word God. God is magic. He is magic. You know, and that feeling of magic, that's a good feeling because God is really about feelings. So if that word magic works for you, it's magic. God is magic. I'm magic. We're magic. You know, you call on it. And that's the power of love. And this is the mother of all bombs. You know, you think there's nothing you can do about this. You feel trapped. You feel like you have to fight. You feel like you're an animal. Well, what you resist persists. And you are acting like an animal, and you are thinking like one. Even though you think you're being quite civilized. You're not. Okay? You just stop, step back, and look at it. And apply love to the situation.
It's a good plan. I like it. How come our side never gets plans like that?
The humans have no plan at all.
That's where you're wrong. They have the same plan they always have.
What plan?
Me. Hey!
So if you've been sending out that MOAB, understand it's working. And pride and hubris has come a-calling and a-knocking. And now it begins to crumble and fall apart. Like Daniel said, yeah, bye-bye. And you don't stop what you're doing. You just keep, I know they're all better than that. We can do better, and think about how you make that better. And then infinite intelligence sends you more. You're a peer in a peer-to-peer network. And the cloud is God. Download it. You can download it anytime you want. And you upload. Okay? It's one mind, one consciousness, one imagination. Okay? So understand. You call on the God that is the God here. God's Son. Human imagination. And you don't even have to go imagine it, because your words evoke your imagination. They evoke the images and the feelings. Okay? And it goes both ways, and they don't speak words. We do. So people have to be made to show you what you're thinking. And we're one great big being. It's great. It really is. Your brothers are your team. So keep up that MOAB, and it may look, that's that old saying, it looks darkest before the dawn. Yeah, it's okay. You just keep MOABing them, No way is right or wrong. There's only one way, through love. That's it. And you just keep rising up until you find a common ground. And you will. You will find a way. If you believe, you will find a way. But if you have leaders that are not being that way, trust in God. They're in His heart too. He gave him the desire to be that president. Let them play their role. Go ahead. Your pride and your hubris have been shown. I don't need to see a hand from God writing on the wall. The writing's on the wall. Okay, it's there. You just have to see it. How you get the popcorn out and just trust in God. He's got the best lawyers and everybody else who can make this happen. He's working his magic. I believe in magic. You don't have to call it God. You don't have to call it imagination. You don't have to do all this. You can call it magic, as long as it gives you that feeling. You can call it whatever you want. A rose by any other name would smell as sweet. Huh? Doesn't matter what you call it. Just find that right word and use it. Because the two are one. Okay? They have different purposes, but they're one. It's God. Okay? And His Son. They work together. And His Son was given to you. And you tell Him how to work. So you keep up the ultimate mental diet. You send out your MOABs. Eat God sandwiches. And enjoy life. and understand it's all good. It's all God. God's perfect. God's perfect good. You just got to make your imagination be like the one in your heart. Make your consciousness like the one in your heart. And then the responses are automatic. So I hope this helps. Blessings to you. And thank you. Thank you for being you.
Perhaps the recent exertions had some fallout in the nature of reality because while they were eating, for the first time ever, a nightingale actually did sing in Berkeley Square. Nobody heard it over the noise of the traffic, but it was there, right enough.
Amen. 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 See the baby wrapped in the manger on Christmas morning. See him in the temple talking with the elders who marveled at his wisdom. Down at the Jordan where John was baptizing and saving all sinners. See him at the seaside talking with the fishermen.